Good morning, Hit Nation, folks, folkettes, and everything in between and beyond. My name is Roy. Just recorded my Worthless of a Penny and misnumbered it. I said it was the part 50, but it was actually part 51. And so I'm gonna put the link in the description. I had actually recorded this same video yesterday, but for some mysterious reason, I deleted it. So just re-recording it right now. So I just basically got the main points. I have Amir from Team to Beat right behind me. I haven't watched the video, just starting it. Gonna see what they say about who won the trade, whether it was Golden State or the Miami Heat. I think that in terms of assets and in terms of possibilities for the future, it is the Miami Heat. In terms of winning now, it is the Golden State Warriors. There's just no doubt about it because, again, right, we're not going to compare Wiggins to the person that we had before. I don't even want to mention his name anymore. But we don't want to compare that to them. Not only did that person not write us a thank you letter, he was just talking about how traumatized he was, and it's like the league doesn't even give a dang, about the situation. That this is literally the fourth team that he's done exactly the same thing. So he's caused all of us traumas, and he's talking about his own traumas. So he doesn't deserve any kind of space here. That was more than enough. I recorded after we lost to the Celtics, and I didn't want to publish it because I had my Worthless of a Penny to post, but I'm posting this now. And of course, the loss to Boston was one of those things that, number one, it's one of the best teams in the NBA right now. I do agree with Greg Sylvander's analysis on 5 Reasons Sports and post game after not just after the loss against the Celtics, but in general, just analyzing what the trend of this team is. And I agree with him when he says that he thinks that the Celtics are in a good position to repeat. I think they are. I really do. I know what's happening with the number one team in the NBA, which we will face tonight, the Thunder. And thus far, both, Love is ruled out. Jaime Jaquez and Hero are still questionable. They haven't been ruled out. They haven't been put as probable. Status basically hasn't changed since yesterday. This is a scheduled loss as well. Maybe it wouldn't have been a scheduled loss in the past, which is the one that I say it's just the Nuggets. But now, of course, the Thunder are also scheduled loss. They play so much better, and we are not yet figured out. But to talk about the Celtics in general, the main point that sticks out is, of course, first of all, you have new guys. They're thrown out there in the worst possible case, which is against the Celtics. And then there is, I don't know who said it, but then, LeBron got traded. The first game was a loss against the Celtics, and then we made it to the NBA Finals. And now Wiggins got traded to us. First game is a loss against the Celtics. We are going to the NBA Finals. Not only are we going to the NBA Finals, but we're going to the NBA Finals against the Warriors. And we're going to beat them in their court. Those are the dreams. By the way, last time I sang Feeling Good, which was performed, pretty sure written as well, by Nina Simone, way back, I think in the 50s. I'm not going to look the right, but there is the right information right now. But there is another version by Muse that I like a lot. I have never listened to the one by Michael Bublé. I don't know why people say, oh, if you're singing Michael Bublé, people are going to pay attention. No, I had no idea this was Michael Bublé's cover. That he covered the song by Nina Simone. So I highly recommend those who don't know Nina Simone, Nina, N-I-N-A, Simone, S-I-M-O-N-E, Feeling Good. Go and look and see that it's a lot better of a version. I think Muse's cover gets close to being a little bit better. But going back to the Celtics again, right? New guys into the mix. We didn't see much, but we, at least in the very beginning, both Wiggins and David Mitchell kind of clamping down, and then afterwards, when the Celtics kind of got their things together, they started to play better, and they started to kind of blow by us. Now, one of the reasons that they blow by us, we were discussing this with Raf in our group, in actually another group, Miami Heat Nation or something like that. I don't exactly remember what the name of the group is. We're discussing that, and they were basically saying that yes, the main issue with Ware, the scouts had detected when they scouted him, and that's why he wasn't drafted higher in this class, even though he has a lot of the numbers that would maybe position him to be a Rookie of the Year, is because of his lack of passion. They question his lack of passion for the game at times. And you can see that a lot of times it doesn't even, like Raf said, it's not my observation, it's Raf's observation. I can see the same things that he saw, but he said it, not me. Ware does not, lift his hand defending anyone, especially beyond the arc. He doesn't box out as he should box out, even though he gets those rebounds that, a lot to do with the size. He's not, he could probably be getting a lot more rebounds if he just boxed out properly. And we don't see that in neither side of the floor, right? Defensive rebounds, which are the ones that we're supposed to be getting more, and offensive rebounds, which are ones that, likely win a lot of games for us. So this is where we are right now as it pertains to basically, in general, we don't know what this team is going to look like. We know that Spo had a lot of things to figure out, even with the previous team, and that was just completely botched due to the drama that we went through the season. And now he has to figure out and put those places in. And it looks like, for example, we didn't see anything good from, in my opinion at least, from Kyle Anderson. But we don't know what's going to happen. Maybe he's going to be relegated to under the Burks situation. And I understand that other rookies are being somewhat protected as 5 Reasons Sports detected. But the most important point is, of course, we're supposed to be getting better with the defensive defensively, just with Bam and Ware. That was the main change, and that hasn't helped us. And thus far, we can't judge the new players because they're just new. I don't know how they fit into the system and how we're going to do. There's one thing that I can say, however, is that I am very angry at the fact that Rozier is still playing. It doesn't make sense to me, and it doesn't make sense to me not now. I mean, again, I saw the 5 Reasons Sports commenting this, and you can see my previous videos. I've been saying get Rozier off my team for a while now. It doesn't make any sense, for the past couple of months at least. It doesn't make any sense to keep giving this guy more than a few minutes, if at all. And, give him trash time minutes. I don't know what's going on with him. I don't know what the future is going to hold for this guy. And I know he's making a lot of money, but for God's sake, don't play Rozier. And that makes me think that, obviously in this case, as somebody else commented, Spo always had someone to bail him out when he made mistakes. This time he doesn't have anybody to bail him out. And that's why we're under 500 right now. And not only that, again, as I said in the previous video, we are playing the Thunder today to Dallas tomorrow. We go to the All-Star break, and then we get back. I think we're going to play against Milwaukee, Raptors, and Atlanta, and then we're going to play Atlanta at home again. I don't know what's the order. I think it's Raptors, Milwaukee, Atlanta. I have to make sure. But that's pretty much what we're looking at right now. So how are we, what is going to be the end of this road trip? I don't know. There are winnable games there. As already mentioned before, again, by 5 Reasons Sports, I don't want to ever copycat them, right? If they said something and I heard it, I'm going to say it again, but that's something that I recorded before watching them yesterday, and I just have to record it again after watching them today. And so, but I don't get why Rozier is on this team. I think that every time that he comes in, I think we saw in the first quarter when we were doing super well, and then Rozier comes in, and then all of a sudden, the Celtics catch up. The same thing happens in the third quarter, and then everything goes and gets derailed from there. Bam, I think, hitting, the only one close to 20 points. It was a disgraceful game, but again, it is against the Celtics. Just like tonight, it is against the Thunder. So this is not just about, okay, adjust your expectations for the remainder of the season, which I've already said this many times before. I have no expectations for this season whatsoever. I don't even expect us to make the playoffs. I don't even expect us to make the play-ins, to be honest with you. Even though there are so many other teams that are so much worse than us, we don't know what's going to happen. Before the All-Star break, we have 2 games, and then after the All-Star break, and we may just be, 3-4 games under 500 at that point, and just basically having to catch up for the last 28, 27 games of the season. So it's, of course, very worrisome, but it's worrisome only if you expected Miami Heat to actually make the playoffs this year, which I don't. With the new additions, has our ceiling been raised? We don't know yet, to be honest. But yes, the main idea is that our ceiling has been somewhat raised, right? But we haven't seen this in action. We don't know if we'll see this in action. We know that the trade for Rozier, the expectations were a lot different. We wanted him to do a lot more. Same thing may be happening with Wiggins. We expect him to do a lot more, and he's not going to do it. We expect something from David Mitchell, and then all of a sudden he's not able to give as many off nights to the opponents as he used to. We don't know, and this is very annoying for anyone covering the Heat and talking about the Heat this season. And there's never been a more certain season. I said that in my Worthless of a Penny. I'm repeating this again today. I have no qualms and one other thing is Hero did not play against Celtics. So even more so, us breaking 85 points 2 consecutive games, 84, 86, 85 points. That's just the way it is. That's just the nature of the game, and that's just how it is. But we will not 2 consecutive games or 2 consecutive losses. Now we will do what we will see what's going to happen tonight. I expect us to lose like 100%. I have zero hope for us winning tonight, but I do think that the remaining games are winnable depending on how we play and depending on whether Hero plays as well, and depending on how the rest of the team carries the load, and of course, again, right, how the new players start finally gelling, which I think we're going to see better, as I said in the previous video, after the All-Star break. In any case, stay safe, stay dry, stay as happy as possible in this very complicated world of ours. Let's go Heat.